Today I have an order for Placenta Canvas. Come and see how I create one.
Hey SACC family, how you doing? Kim here. Come check out what I'm making today. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, and click the bell to get all the notifications. Thanks for tuning in.
Here's a placenta that I received from my customer. This is the underside, the maternal side that attaches itself to the uterus. And this side is the fetal side. This side is like what the baby kind of like lays on. And this is the amniotic sac that holds the baby in. Now what you're seeing me about to do is cut the amniotic sac off because I don't need that part. I need to show the fetal side. That's where I'm gonna get the imprint from for the canvas. Just a disclaimer, I'm a certified placenta encapsulator. I'm only doing a print with this placenta. All equipment used in this video has been cleaned and sterilized. So what I'm doing right now is I patted dry all the excess blood from the placenta, and it's already have been rinsed off and patted dry. I'm trying to now place the placenta on how I want the print to be on the canvas. The fetal side is what has the tree-like structure that is used for the print. It is shown with the veins that I will be coloring with food coloring for the placenta to do the print. So the colors that the mom wanted for the canvas was royal purple, blue, yellow, gold, and pink for her canvas. What I'm doing now is placing the umbilical cord in the shape of a heart. The umbilical cord was a little short, so that's as much of a heart that I could do with it. And now I'm about to brush on the food coloring. I'm starting with blue, and I'm brushing the veins of the placenta with the blue food coloring. All the food coloring that I use is from Wilson's Food Gel. And then I also make my own food coloring spritz with distilled water and a little bit of the food coloring gel. And that's what you see in the spray bottles. And then I also, you'll be seeing me dip the brush in the cup of water there to clear off the color. And now I'm using a royal purple, a deep purple for another vein. I'm here thinking about all the colors of how I'm going to place it. As you can see that the image is starting to take shape. So one side of the umbilical cord, I put the royal purple, and the other side of the umbilical cord, I put the blue. And now I'm rinsing it off in the water, dabbing the excess off with the Bounty. The next color that I use is a Magenta Pink. So in doing this, you have to make sure that the brushes that are being used are only to be used for placenta work. It shouldn't be used for anything else besides this. And I'm dabbing a little more blue because I see another small little vein there to accent and make it a little more prominent for the print. And as you can see that the placenta is still slightly, it's still kind of wet. That's why I have all the Bounties underneath it. And the table is wrapped in saran wrap to keep everything sterile. I'm also coloring the heart in magenta. And I'm cleaning off the brush. Now I'm going back and I'm using a little bit of the purple. I see where it needs a little more coverage of the purple on the umbilical cord. And I'm just coming lightly around just to give a nice little accent color. To show that the life that is giving from, that came from the umbilical cord into the placenta, going into the heart shape. Now rinsing off the brush. And now I'm using yellow food coloring to color the veins that I'm seeing there in the bottom. And this I'm using straight gel because the yellow is so light and I want to make the yellow more prominent. I'm still painting, and more spots where I'm seeing more veins that can be prominent with the yellow. And now the placenta form is starting to take shape. And now I'm about to use the spray spritz that I made with food coloring, giving that blue accent to go around the trim of the placenta to give that outer rim shape. And now I'm about to press it onto the canvas. Trying to make sure that it's on, trying to be centered. And now I'm pressing it firmly on the canvas. And canvas is a 11 by 14. Making sure that I get every part imprinted onto the canvas. So all of the yellow is shown, and the pinks, and the royal purple and blue. And now the big reveal. Gotta make sure I have to hold the paper taut. Make sure that the placenta stays down as I'm lifting it gently off. And there's the print, just like that. And now it's time for me to embellish it even more and make it more beautiful. Taking off any kind of little excess. I saw some hair from the paintbrush on the canvas that I was taking off. So right now I am using some alcohol inks now and some stencils that I made for the canvas. So right now I'm using this, it's like a metallic blue alcohol ink, the same colors of the same color palette that the customer wanted, with the blue, royal purple, magenta, and yellow and gold. So what I'm about to do is use the stencil so that I can put the name onto the art piece, and I'm prepping some more alcohol ink to go onto my paint palette there. And so what I used here for the heart, it's also another metallic color, but it's a metallic rose alcohol ink. So I'm using it to give a little more definition to the heart, to give more color to the heart, the heart shaped of the umbilical cord. And as you can see, I have metallic gold in the palette, also with yellow and magenta, and two different types of pinks, and then the purple. So here I'm using a royal purple for and my stencil here at the top, which would be for the name. And I'm coloring that in. It's the first time that I'm actually using stencils. I made these stencils with my Cricut, and it's like a pleather material. My glove wound up breaking during this process. As you can see, I'm stenciling out the outline and then going back in to fill in everything with the purple. Now what I should have done with this was not be so heavy on the alcohol ink, because the alcohol ink is very liquidy, and I should have made sure that I had less of the alcohol ink on the brush, and so it bled through the canvas, but it bled through the stencil, but I made it still look beautiful at the top, because there's more stencil that's going to go on top of that for the name. And now I'm doing the crest, the stencil of the crest, and this time what I wound up using was my actual paint. To fill in the crest, and the paint is actually thicker. And all the alcohol inks that I wind up using was Pinata and Tin Holtz and Arteza paints for the rest of this process. So as I'm coloring in the crest, and it actually really matches really well. It's a royal purple. And I'm trying to keep straight it's actually 2 pieces of stencil that I'm using that I'm actually using to make the crest. So I have to be really, really, really careful. I totally forgot to put back on my glove, a new glove. I was in such a process trying to get the work done. Oh, that purple is so beautiful. Loving it. Look at that. Loving it. How it's coming out so far. Now I didn't want to use any tape. I could have taped it down, but I didn't want the residue to go from the tape to go onto the canvas and then mess up the canvas. So that's why you see me holding it down with my hands and then working really, really slow to paint it up. Trying to keep everything together and straight. So now I'm pulling off the stencil to reveal the whole crest, and it looks so pretty. And now I'm doing the top, and I'm coloring in with this metallic gold alcohol ink. And the second part of the stencil for the name. It's coming out really, really beautiful. So as I said before, I was using Magenta Pink for the purple, and for the purple on the Crest, and then I used the purple. I was using alcohol inks, Tim Holtz, and also Pinata alcohol inks for the rest of the canvas. So as you can see, I'm coloring in the little spaces and the stencil. Now I'm about to color the outer part of the stencil in the gold a little bit. And I'm doing that very, very gently because I don't want it to go underneath the stencil, because I'm still using the metallic alcohol ink. And as you can see how everything is starting to form onto the canvas, how it's starting to look. And it looks so beautiful. Now lift it up, and it has the name on it. So what's left to do is fill out the baby's information onto the crest. And I'm using now some gold leaf to go around. What I used to stick the gold leaf onto the canvas was some Mod Podge. And in the crest, I used some white Orteza paint and this blue glitter glue to put the words Royal Birth. And I'm placing now the gold leaf around the placenta print. It's looking so beautiful. Now, if you're doing a placenta art, you don't have to embellish it with all of these things, or even using a stencil you can use and just write with your own penmanship. But I felt to use a stencil for this canvas. So now what I'm about to do is put a little gold leaf, and there's like some darkened yellow spots, so I wanted to put some speckles of gold leaf in there to just embellish it a little bit. Not too much, just a tish. Just to show some rays of light that is coming in there in some depth. That looks so beautiful, so nice. And then I also wanted to put some almost like beams coming from down by the heart area. So I wanted to put some gold leaf down there, just to embellish. And the gold leaf is getting stuck to my finger, to the glove. But it's actually being kind of sort of helpful for those small little tidbits. And my daughter, she wants to help. She got her gloves on and her apron. And so we're just putting some Mod Podge and the areas over by the heart on the canvas. And then I'm having her grab some of the gold leaf to put onto the canvas. She did a great job. Someone help mommy. So now I'm just breaking up the pieces a bit and fixing everything. So when you finish embellishing your art piece, then you would have to use a protection to protect it. I use triple thick spray from Krylon, and I give it about 3 coats. And then it's done.